Welcome. Welcome to Keykeys.Doorway. This is our doorway. This is for Aries and Soulmate, Sun, Moon, and Rising. If this reading resonates with you, great. If it doesn't, look at other readings in the Akashic Records of the Doorway. So, let's see what's in store for Aries and Soulmate. What would be admired? Okay. God, Gaia, God, Goddess, Mother, Father, Soulmate, for March 7th to March 21st, 2019. What is a present for Aries and Soulmate for March? What will be in store for Aries and Soulmate? Cards are popping out. What will be in store for Aries and Soulmate? What will be in store for Aries and Soulmate? Hey, hello. Hi, Sharon. We're going to see what's in store for Aries. What actions will take place for Aries and Soulmate for March 7th to March 21st? Hello, yes. Can you hear me? If you can, press the like button. I'm adjusting everything now. Okay. So what will be taking place emotionally for March 7th to March 21st, 2019? Okay, so let's begin. Okay, so in the first week, when it comes to what is being prepared in your environment, you're looking at what makes you feel tall, what makes you emotionally, energetically become that engine, that train to truck along. And it has to do with not only what you're passionate about, but what gives you that, what has always gave you that promise. And a lot of times when we think of promise, it can be permanent or wavered. In the first week, it won't be wavered. You will be seeing that your passion is going to be giving you not only good news, but people in your environment are going to see that you stand true to what, you stand true to your truth. You stand true to what gives you passion. And that purpose has a place. And whatever you're passionate about in the first week, you'll start to see financially, it will start to become more firmer. And it's interesting how we have the two trees here. We have the environment and we have the actual tree. So whatever you're doing is going to be standing the test of time. Why that is because you have the opportunity to make it so. So again, exciting new opportunity, a career advancement. So in the month of the first week, you will either be hearing a good of a career advancement or opportunity that may have felt like had passed you by, but it was probably not of that right time. So all that moments of practicing, preparing, did not go in vain. In fact, you will be hearing from either an enterprise or organization or industry that you have always fantasized about but wondered could it be. And that was felt in the passing by. This won't pass you by this time. This time when you get that call back, it will be for a permanent position or to put you in the right place that has always been meant for you. It's just that it took others to see how that is relevant. And the reason why that is that your passion is going to lead you is because you have been tapping in the high priest and priestess. You are a teacher, a healer. You're very astute when it comes to your higher consciousness, your higher being. You know how to have your higher being, your higher self. You're aligned with that. Okay. From this, you're now getting collaborations from that open opportunity, from you being aligned with your higher self, with your higher calling. Suddenly, it's going to be 3 people in your environment, whether it be an Aries, Taurus, Cancer, or it might be 3 of the earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. These 3 people are going to be collaborating, but really I feel contributing to what you are already pushing forward in. So from your creativity, again, you're going to be getting that recognition of not being just a team player, but also being the team torch to light the way for others. So, you have really good quality work. Whatever you're doing is so good that others definitely want to communicate that with you. So again, you're going to be getting news this week, going into the following week, of not only what you have been accomplishing, but how your accomplishments are going to be admired by others. Why they're admiring you for your creativity, for what you are cultivating, is because they love the work that you're doing. They love who you are when you're delivering it. It's like people in your world starting to see you in a whole different light. So if you're wondering, where am I getting, or where are you getting the accolades from, or the admiration, or even a partner or another that wants to praise you for your efforts and praise you for your work, is because you're bringing out more of your emotions. You're very grounded. You have the foresight to know what to do before others. This is why, even in a team environment, how even in groups of three, people will still see you as that number one. And they definitely will start talking to you about that. They're going to start communicating to you. So this could be a earth sign or a water sign. And interesting that a earth sign's opposite sign is water. So either you'll be speaking to Taurus like myself, or Virgo, or Capricorn, or they might have earth in a chart but water. Scorpio, Cancer, or Pisces. So whoever you're talking to in the world, or whoever's going to be coming and communicating with you, is going to be very earthy, very grounded, stable. They're going to have the same similar structure as you, and they're going to start bringing out their emotions. So if this is not work related, this could be in the sector of a relationship. If it's been communication that has been a little off or non-existing, now they're going to come back to you and communicate why that is. And it's not going to be a light type of talk. It's going to be coming from the heart, very truthful. And they're going to, so you see, it just tilt over and the two of water stood. So they're going to put whatever made them feel troubled, or whatever made them feel conflicted in talking to you, they're going to put that down. And they're going to come with their emotions. So a relationship will continue to grow closer. And like any relationship, yes, it takes time. And Aries and Soulmate, you're very accepting of people, yet you do have a limit to that. And they must have felt that, because now they're going to start communicating to you why they might have been withdrawn in the first place. By the end of this week, whatever has been talked about or communicated, either you or another is going to be traveling to see you, or you're to be traveling to see them. Now, this may have to do something with their ego, or if this is you, you're realizing that if your ego gets the best of you, again, you're starting to see that your ego is not an issue anymore. In fact, you actually have matured. You're in the sixth house of Virgo. So when it comes to what you give and receive, if you are bringing out what gives you that go attitude, or that go-getter essence about who you are, you're seeing that that's a false sense of entrapment. If you thought that your ego caused trouble, it doesn't. And the reason why is whoever is coming to you, they're going to be traveling to tell you that. So if they may have made you feel that your ego comes off as arrogant or aggressive, they're going to come to tell you that that was not really true. That's what they really admire about you, is that you do have an ego, that even with your ego, it is actually balanced. And being overly focused on material things, you're not really thinking about anymore. And if you are, you're seeing that it's only because focusing on material things at one point didn't matter to you. Because, yes, it is good enough to express your emotions, what makes you feel alive. Yet, if it doesn't have any change around it, it may come off as you're not feeling connected to it. And now you're seeing that whatever you're active with has always gave you the ability to make those changes. Because in order to be active, you have to do something physical. It is like an exercise. And like any exercise, it helps groom us from the inside out. Ace to the ace. Look at that. So that would explain why that person may had to drop their confusion, because they're coming to you, they're traveling to you to tell you that they see that you are abundant and not just in a material way. They see that you are admired by your efforts. You're admired by the way you make every day exciting. That's who you are. That's your essence. You're coming at the end of the week not only with an opportunity, but you are becoming a living opportunity. You're seeing that you are abundant, that you do have a promising business adventure that will be a trailblazer, that will be standing tall in the test of time. So, yes, looking at important documents or contract is needed. You want to cross your T's and dot your I's. And if someone rushes a Aries and a soulmate, that's not happening anymore. You are becoming that steady race. You're becoming that steady engine. And like anything that is steady, it does win the race. That by the second, people in your neighborhood are going to start talking about you. And you would think, oh, let me guess, is this talking in a negative way? It may seem like it. However, if someone is coming to talk to you in the second week and they feel like the conversation would be unwise to talk about, again, this can be in, this feels like this is not only work, but this is also in love relationship as well. So if a person feels in your environment where they're communicating to you, they may wonder if who they are is in alignment with you, not the other way around. It may have come to the point, Aries soulmate, that whoever was approaching you may have felt that being around you was unwise, or that being with you or being aligned with you would be considered toxic. Yet, in order for anything to be toxic, it has to stand still. It has to become like a stalemate. It's like water. If you keep water out for a long period of time, even water can become toxic. It's knowing the right temperature. So again, maybe the person that is around you, that's in either in your neighborhood or that feels like home to you, or you feel like home to them, they're concerned about how they talk to you. Maybe when they talk to you, it always sounds like they're trying to compete or target you. And pretending they can't pretend anymore because it's out in the open, it's in their environment. Without you in their environment, they're seeing how the lack of communication or the lack of showing you how they truly feel falls on the wayside on their account, not on yours. And as much as you try to show them that you care, it takes two, meaning it doesn't just take one side, it also takes the other to make the men, to make what needs to be healed truly healed. How they're going to do that or try is by going within. They know they have to come to you. You don't have to come to them. They know they have to come to you with this. What has probably been nagging on their hearts or been nagging in their minds. But before they do that, in the second week, they're going to go within first. They're going to check within themselves. So rather than come outside, maybe this person is used to handling conflicts by talking the conflict out without really going within to really find out how they're going to communicate. Is it the correct way for not only them, but for you as well? So they're going to go within. They're going to spend some time alone. Yes, and they're going to do some heavy meditation because just like you, they're also a spiritual teacher too. And you know, what comes into my mind's eye is like two professors speaking on a particular project. Now, both professors have the accolades, have the degrees to profess what they know. Yet it can look like they're bumping heads. Now, how can you have two professors that are professional in their profession truly partner up without pouncing on each other, mentally, verbally, spiritually? Both or one would have to see what's been becoming a pest and how to not eliminate it, but to make it more smoother in how they communicate. Because I feel whoever you're talking to, they have a higher position as well. So maybe that may come across as them being pushy when they talk to you, but really what they're trying to tell you is something that can not only, or maybe this is you, when you talk to them, they may come off and say, well, you sound pushy, and that's not true. It's how we communicate to each other that makes it so. So in the second week, wow, your finances is going to improve. And you notice how all these horses are following this one particular one. That is you, Aries and Soulmate. You are the starter. You are the sailor. You are the active. Say that. Be talking to other people in your environment. People are going to be admiring you, Aries and Soulmate. So, if you felt any interest, forever great right now. So, feeling like, am I going in the right direction? You can tell if you're going in the right direction based on not just your finances improving. You might see that first. You might see a change in your finances to tell you that things are working in your favor. So, again, if this is you or someone else, they may be feeling a lack of self-confidence. This may explain why when they communicate with you, you can feel it before they say it. And from that would explain why they pull back. But now when they come to you, they're going to start admitting that, first of all, they're going to admit what was the illusion, what made them feel like things were up in the air in their life. And they're going to explain to you what they feel is not lacking in self confidence, but what they feel they're one is going to tell somebody what they lack in. Because, again, we're all naturally a prize. And the moment we say what we lack in, it's like dimming down the prize within us. So you might hear, oh, I feel confident when I do this. Or when I'm doing this, that's when my confidence becomes boosted. And you're going to start to see, oh, is that what makes them tick? Is that what makes them feel fired up to make a difference in their finances? Maybe that was the conversation in regards to not only their finances, but how they may have looked at finances. Ah, and it's being confirmed. Emotionally, energetically, at times they spend a lot or too cautious where they spend little. Now, in a relationship, when we spend too much, a lot of times it can be off of not feeling confident. It could be on not feeling completed in something. And that could have been the core of the whole conflict in the first place. Again, it wasn't you. It's what they feel in their core they don't feel connected to anymore. So they're about to embark on becoming very financially astute. Again, it's like being two professors. You are already a professor. It's like looking at another professor. You see the potential in this professor, this professional. Yet if they don't see that professional quality in themselves, it can fall on the wayside when you preach this to them. Not preach it, but when we speak, it's like a spoken word. So they're going to be looking at what makes them feel connected to what they do, because they're looking at how you move, Aries and Soulmate. They see that you are aligned with your opportunities, that you are, first of all, are aligned with yourself. You know yourself now. And now that you are starting to learn and love more of yourself, Aries and Soulmate, whoever's in your environment, they're now looking at themselves in the mirror. They're doing a Michael. They're looking at the man in the mirror to see, is the man in the mirror really make me? Does it match who I am outside? It's as if they want whatever they're doing on the outside to be exactly the same emotions and energy how they are on the inside. They want to be equally yoked, to put it in. So again, they know that whatever business event, whatever business endeavors they're about to embark on, they gotta get out of that fear-based mentality of, is it going to work? I experienced that myself, especially if they're going into an environment of becoming an entrepreneur. Yes, they made the steps. They have others following them. If this is you, Aries or Soulmate, you have made the steps to become an entrepreneur. Now that you're becoming an entrepreneur, look at the fruits of your labor. You had 7 things that you have overcome. You had 7 obstacles that not only that you have overcome, but you had even made it an anchor for you. It's as if you made anything that became something that can knock you down, you figured out how to make it build you up. And for that, whoever is watching you, they're doing the same inner work and outer work as well. And it's going to help with their finances. If this is you, whatever inner work that you're doing to show what you are on the outer, it's going to help your finances. That by the end of the second week, whatever phobias is challenging you, if you feel that it is choice, again, it's other. You're making moves that move you. And when we make moves that move us, yes, we're going to have fears. Yes, we're going to be discerned if the direction that we're taking is really due diligence. It is because you're building a company, you're building an enterprise. And yes, like any enterprise, like any business, it is going to be hard. You know this. You've been making the physical steps. So you know that the preparation is hard. No gain there. In Aries and Soulmate, I feel you definitely know that quote to be true. But like any pain, any change that you are making in your atmosphere, know that you have elevated from an Aries soulmate, Aries and soulmate. You have not only stepped up in your movements, but you even stepped up in the zodiac. Now you're a Leo. Now you're the lion. Now you're the lioness. Now you're stepping in as the leader. And like any leader, it's going to be others that's going to want to push you down and tell you otherwise. Like, oh, this is not the right time to make those preparations. Oh, this is not the right time to practice your principles. Oh, this is not the right time to build a foundation. Oh, this is not the right time to find what you're passionate about. Oh, this is not the right time. This is not the right time. This is not the right time. You guess what? Everybody's talking, but you are in the middle. So, yes, like any leader, you're going to have to hear the the confusion. You're going to have to hear the conflict. Now, is listening meaning you have to do what is being said? Not really. But you can be discerned on how to be careful on the steps that you make. So if people around you are concerned, or if this is your mental state, being concerned about making those changes, each talk that you're having with yourself is not trying to stop you or push you away from it. But if you notice, this person has their hands up in prayer. So this is something you have prayed over. This is something that you're, again, passionate about delivering. So keep going with faith. If this means talking to people that really can hear what you have to say without being conflicted about it, then talk to them. If these are people in your environment, again, others that feel conflicted about who they are, they might be pushing their insecurities onto you. They might be pushing on their phobias. Now the question can be, well, why is that? Because you went from the 5 to the 10. You're at the end of the second week, you're going to be becoming that entrepreneur. You're going to become that boss. You're going to be about that life. And when you're about it, yes, a lot of work. It's a lot of work. And when you have a lot of work, it will be in best interest to accept help from others. Every boss has a team. You see this. You've seen this in the first week, having a team. Again, if this is a partner, having a team. And like any team, yes, they bump heads at first. Doesn't mean that they can't bounce back on top. So life is out of balance. If it is in the second week, this is the time to start praying. This is the time to start pampering yourself. This is the time to step back. Take it easy for a minute. Don't keep pushing yourself, because like an engine, when we push an engine, it's full on the tank, right? But when we keep riding that car, the fuel has to go down to empty. Can we still ride it when the car is on empty? We can try. But what happens to the engine? It becomes a little tainted for a minute, to a point where we have to take it to a mechanic to see what is the problem. So just like your physical body, you don't want to keep pushing yourself to a point where you can break, because your team, which is you first, you need you first to be physically fit, emotionally, energetically, spiritually, financially straight. When you feel balanced, that's when everything around you will become balanced. If something is not balanced in your foundation, talk about it. If something doesn't feel right in the team, talk about it. Because your foundation is what you make it. And again, you hold the keys to what stands tall, what stands firm. And you will have a team of people that are there to help you. This could be in a fire sign, Aries like yourself, Sagittarius, or Leo. And they will remind you that yes, you are admired. Yes, you are adored. But like anything that's admired and adored, you got to keep yourself in alignment with you. If this is someone else in your environment, they're going to see what does it mean to really steadfast. So until we meet again, Aries and Soulmate, know as a masculine, you have the opportunity. You have the knowledge to go within to find the answers that you're looking for. Feminine Aries, you have the partner in your world that wants to talk to you and communicate with you and let you know that they know now that it takes two to tango, and they should not always rely on you to get things done. Feminine, they're going to step up and help you in this. They're going to make the foundation a lot firmer and a lot solid for you, feminine. And they're going to get all those fears and phobias or insecurities out the way. And if they must confess them to you, they will, feminine. Soulmate, you have the right tact in the world. You know, soulmate, what it takes to bring out your ego. Because your ego, soulmate, is so explosive that others can't get enough. You did a J. Cole on them. Can't get enough of you. And because of that, soulmate, because they can't get enough of what you got going, others are going to be bringing you opportunities. Others are going to be bringing you acknowledgement for your efforts that you already have been placed. And for that, soulmate, yes, when you stand in your truth, when you stand in what makes you tall, it's always going to be fears behind us. But it's behind us, not in front of us. I love you. I love you, Aries. Masculine, feminine, soulmate. If this reading resonates with you, press the like button. Share the reading with others and subscribe. If you would like to get a further detail on this personally, definitely contact me at Keykey'sDoorway at Gmail. We will see you on the other side.